Hi everyone, how are we doing? Tom again from Primus here, and a sunny day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today I wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about what actually happens in recruiting calls of coaches. Now we get asked this question a lot. The main thing I say is there is no one set way it's going to happen. There's going to be things that you need to be prepared for, but there's no one set way a call will happen. Now some coaches will do calls just via a phone call / WhatsApp. Some will do a FaceTime or a WhatsApp call. Some will do like a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet. It's really important, first of all, that you know how the call is happening so you can be prepared for it and dress accordingly. Secondly, is knowing when it's going to be. There's a lot of time zones in America. You have Pacific time zone, you have Eastern time zone, Mountain time zone, a lot of time zones. You might be from England, you might be from Spain, from France. You might be on a different time zone. So make sure you've correlated what time it's on, because I've had coaches in the past that have set time zones for the English person's time zone, and the English person's time zone thinks it's the coach's time zone, and nobody makes the call. So the first two things is knowing how the call's going to happen: video call, WhatsApp video, Zoom meeting, whatever it is, and then what time it's going to be. Once that's all confirmed, we can start thinking towards the call. Now, these calls can be different. Some of them can be 15, 20 minutes long. Some can be up to 2 hours long. I've heard of some of our Primus athletes saying, yeah, we spoke for nearly 2 hours. That's normally a pretty good sign. The first thing you want to be prepared for is the small talk and the icebreakers at the beginning. So breaking the ice at the beginning of the call, small talk, getting to know each other, getting a little bit comfortable. Now, if you're going into the first ever call you've had with a coach, yes, you're going to be a bit nervous, but don't worry. As long as you're talking and engaging, they don't mind that you're nervous. They know people are going to be nervous. But now, as you're going to be speaking to multiple other coaches, you've got to be realizing that they're going to be speaking to multiple other players. So coaches do a lot on first impression. So that first minute, 2 minutes of the call, that coach can judge if they're going to recruit you or not. So it's really important you go in with a smile on your face, you're professional, but you're also building a personal relationship and letting them see your personality as well. The next step after the ice breaking is going to be the part where you probably get asked questions about yourself. So just be prepared to ask questions about why you want to do a college scholarship, what you think you like about their school from what you've seen, what you're good at as a player, what your best attributes are, what you aren't so good at, and what you need to improve on. It's really important that you can actually articulate what you need to improve on and how you're going to do it, because a coach wants to see someone that can improve as an individual. And then really asking questions about yourself, maybe what degree you want to do, why you want to study that degree, all factors around yourself. You should be honest when it comes to this. There's no embellishing and lying about yourself. They've obviously already watched you play, but if you lie about yourself and then you're different to what they actually thought you were going to be, that's going to end in disaster, and you might end up just having to transfer out when nobody wants that. The next part is preparing to questions to ask the specific coach yourself. Now, it's really important that you get a lot of questions out to, one, show how excited you are to learn about that program, but two, to actually learn yourself and see if you think it could be a good fit. Now, if you're a Primus athlete, we obviously do the pre-coach call to prepare you for these calls. If you obviously get the welcome email for Primus athletes for what questions you should ask. If you're going it alone, obviously research, do some things, but you're going to ask questions about 3 segments of the questions, what we say. One is about the playing side. So the formation, how they see you fitting into the team, what the team does in the off season, what they do for maybe team bonding events, how many assistant coaches there are, all that sort of stuff. So the first kind of bunch of questions you're going to ask is about the soccer. The next bunch will be about the college. So you might ask about the living situation. You might ask about obviously what the campus is like, what the area the campus is based, what is it known for, what is important to that coach that you're getting grade-wise, is there study hall, all factors around college and outside of soccer in the classroom and that sort of thing. The third part is what I call the final questions. Now, a good rule of thumb when it comes to finances. Now, every coach knows, and you as a family know, how important finances is. But you don't want to go in just asking about finances right away on the first call, because that's going to give the wrong impression. A lot of coaches I've heard say to me, they're like, Tom, no, I didn't like him that much because all he seemed to care about was the finances. So a good rule of thumb is if the coach brings up finances, ask about it. Ask what scholarships are available, what sort of scholarship they give for a player like yourself in your position. If they don't, leave it for the second call. Focus on asking about what are the deadlines. when do I need to make a decision by? Because depending when this is in the recruitment cycle, you might have a month or two to make a decision. You might have a week or two to make a decision. It's very important that you know that so you don't miss that deadline. You might ask, what do they need from you? Do they need a report from a coach? Do they need a full game? Do you need to fill out an application? Whatever it might be. So finalizing with next steps at the end is really important. After that, when you get out the call, send the coach a message thanking him for his time, say what you enjoyed about it, and then do what he said in terms of next steps. And then normally a week or two later, I'd recommend setting up a second call. If you did the call without your parents, then bring your parents on and let them ask some questions. If you did it with your parents, then maybe the second call, you're doing it by yourself and you're asking follow-up questions once things digest and you actually have a time to think about everything. So really important with the call, just to reiterate, we know when it is and how it's happening. The structure is the ice breaking, answering questions about yourself, and then you asking questions. Again, every call can be different. It might not be in that order, but be prepared for that. Then at the end, next steps, what they need from you, what you need to do for them. And then after that, send them a message saying thank you and get them prepared for the next call. If anyone has any questions about how calls work, please shoot us a DM. If you want to learn how to get scholarships in the US or Canada, shoot us a message. We'll be more than happy to chat with you. Thank you, guys.